Good morning, guys. It's Caleb Alexander Sponis here. Today we're going to talk about boundaries, setting boundaries, and that it's okay and actually quite healthy to have them. Don't mind my hair, it's kind of just doing its own thing. Nowadays, it kind of just does. But I wanted to speak and touch a little bit on, you know, realizing that a lot of people in my generation or around my age, give or take a few years, a lot of us were taught that we couldn't have boundaries and that like the things we felt weren't real or valid. Um, you kind of just had to suck it up and deal with it. Boundaries were like a bad word. Okay. So I have spent over 10 plus years consistently in therapy before, and I put in a lot of work, time, and effort into my therapy in order to grow, in order to set boundaries, and in order for her to reiterate to me that it's healthy and it's okay, and that it doesn't matter if it's just friendships, relationships, or even your family. Yes, even your family. Yes, you're allowed to set boundaries with family. I know it's crazy to think of, but it's actually a good thing and it's actually healthy. So now we all obviously have different ideals, opinions, this, that, or the other. But if there is something that we really stand strongly on, it doesn't matter if they're our family or our friend. If they can't understand that this is a boundary and you're crossing it, then you have the right to say, enough's enough. You're crossing my boundary, and I don't want to put up with that anymore. If you've brought it to their attention and they continuously just chip away at it like it doesn't matter, it's time for you to really set firm on that boundary and say enough's enough. Because you matter too. At the end of the day, that's all it's about. You matter too, and what you believe and what is a boundary for you, that matters. Okay, so stop letting people say that you can't have boundaries with family. Like they're your family. You just have to. No, absolutely not. If they're not good for you and it's like deterring your mental health or, messing you up in any way, shape, or form, then set the boundaries. And don't let people just walk all over them or tell you that they're wrong, because it's your boundary that you chose to set for some reason. Okay? There's nothing wrong with having boundaries. Like for me, when I was a manager, I was not adding every single one of my employees because that is a boundary. I am your boss. I'm not your BFF. I'm not your brother. I am your boss. And there's a difference between work and home. But as your boss, I'm not going to cross that boundary. But now that I'm not those people's bosses anymore, I've added them. I can add them. Because again, it's not crossing a work-life boundary, which is okay to have. Okay? Just like if I am a boss of somebody, let's just use females as an example. I'm not going to, as their boss, follow their modeling pages. Because why, as their boss, would I want to see my employees either naked or half naked? I don't want to see my employees in that light. That's a boundary. You shouldn't want to see your employees in that light. Not everyone in your life needs all the access to you. Not everyone deserves the same amount of access to you. And that is okay. It is actually quite healthy to set that boundary. Because again, not everybody needs to know every little detail. Not everyone needs to see every little thing. Because not everyone is supposed to. Okay? And that is okay. Society has taught us that everyone needs to have all this open access to you or something, and that it's all... No. Because at the end of the day, like my Personally, my person's going to see all the things, right? She gets open, 100% open access to me because she is my person. She is the one I want to build life with. Okay? You know, the two become one type deal? Yeah, that's my goals and my aspirations with this woman. She's the one who has all the open access to me. Anybody else? They're not getting that same access to me because they're not the same. They don't do the same for me that she does, so why would I give them all the same open access? It kind of seems like a slap in the face to her if I was letting everyone have the same access to me that she did. Because it really would show, oh, it really doesn't matter what I do, you know, I'm still going to get the same access as everybody else. It feels like less. It feels like it's less important if everyone just has the same access, if everyone just, like, what's the point? Set those boundaries. Stand firm on them. If somebody's being weird, fucking tell them. Why are you being fucking weird? It's okay to speak up. It's okay to say things. You know, you don't just have to be like, well, this is life. Well, this is just how. No, stop all that shit. You're a grown-ass adult. Make the choices. Set the boundaries. It's okay. And if they don't like it, then they're clearly not worth having in your life if they can't understand. And they got some growing to do themselves. And that is okay. It's okay. It's okay to tell people, hey, look, until you figure out your shit, until you get some help, I gotta cut this off because it is no longer suiting my life or my lifestyle and what I'm trying to build for me. All this outside shit coming in, we got enough to worry about day to day, right? So if you have to cut them off, like, it ain't because you don't love them or care about them, but it's because you love yourself. You love yourself enough to say, I am not going to keep putting myself in these situations. I am not going to let people continuously talk to me the way they do without me saying something back, without me standing firm on my boundaries or my beliefs. You need to speak up, you know, because you can complain about it or whatever, but if you don't physically say something, if you don't stand firm on your beliefs or on your boundaries, everyone's going to walk all over them. So you have to be the one. You have to make the choice to say, enough's enough. This is not what I want my life to be anymore. And this is not what I want to have in my life. Like, this is not what I want. Set the boundaries, stand firm on them, and stop feeling bad for having them. I'll keep on telling you, it is okay to set boundaries with your spouse, with your partner, with your family, and with your friends. If they're truly, truly your friends, they'll understand. If they're family that wants to be in your life, they will understand. And if they can't, then sometimes you got to be the bad guy, quote unquote. If it makes me the bad guy to stand firmly on my beliefs, to stand firmly on my boundaries, fuck it, I'll be the bad guy all day, I guess. But that's just my own personal opinion when it comes to having boundaries and setting them. I mean, it took me a long time to be able to get to this point because, like I said before, I was taught I couldn't have any. And then, like I said, I went into therapy and I was in it for over 10 years consistently. I mean, my therapist could attest, I never had any fucking boundaries. But I sure as shit learned. I learned how to set them. I learned how to stand on them. And I'm a firm believer that it's okay and healthy. So, yeah, of course, I push more people to set boundaries, to, you know, live their lives to their truest self, you know, instead of what everyone else wants. Because at the end of the day, it's not their life, right? It's yours. So, the choice is yours and what you decide to do. But I at least wanted to get some sort of video out there explaining, like, why I think boundaries are so important and why you should set them. Have a great day, guys. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.